So I got involved with these people called Spice Radio. You can check them out at spiceradiohuntsville.com. There's a spider. Oh, there he is. There's a spider that lives like right there. You see him? It makes me afraid to go into the studio every time. I have to like gear up and run through the door. Anyway, this is a board meeting. We're calling this a board meeting because bored. We want to come up with some ideas, and so we're going to broadcast live today. Join us.
People to have
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, the point of Spice Radio is giving access to artists that haven't gotten a platform yet. So,
that's exactly
does
right.
anybody come into the studio that is not an outsider? That's my question.
They're outside the studio at all times, and then
Usually, they're outsiders most of the time. That's true.
Yeah, even during the broadcast, they're out there. So
we do get a lot of people that are just haven't recorded before. Or have been playing a long time but haven't recorded.
Getting the first shot. That's what Spice Radio is all about. It's giving people that first shot in. You know what? As a matter of fact, you guys are doing such a good job. I was at the Whole Foods the other day, and there was somebody playing, and I was like, oh, let's go see if she's... And I was like, hey, have you heard of Spice Radio? She was like, I was just on the Spicecast. So I was like, aha!
Huzzah!
So they've gotten everybody. We've gotten everybody. Now we need to start inventing artists.
Definitely.
Speaking of which, we got a podcast coming out tonight.
Yes.
The very talented Sarah Jane, and I'm not going to try and pronounce her last name because I'm going to mess it up.
I know. Oh my God, I've known her for months and I still cannot pronounce her last name.
But her artist name is just Sarah Jane. She will be on the podcast tonight. A very, very, very talented young artist who's been playing around Huntsville a lot. You'll probably hear a lot more from her here in the future. She just graduated high school or something, right?
She's going into college.
She's going into college.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Getting the Spice Radio bears out.
The bear has not been named yet.
The Spice Radio. If you guys have a suggestion for the Spice Radio bear, then put it on the Facebook. Don't comment here on this YouTube thing because it's over.
Yeah, it's useless.
This is not live. This is a YouTube video, so you can comment, but I don't know if we can apply the name to the bear.
The Spice Radio bear yet?
I guess if you name the bear in the comments to this video, I will tell them what you want the bear named. But people might be commenting live already.
Yeah.
Because we're so popular.
Speaking of which, have we gotten any more comments yet?
I should check. I was actually
some questions or
I was about to ask
suggestions or
Sarah Jane how to pronounce her name. Oh God! Oh no, they're not saying nice things. Let's go back.
Oh, it's all
Let's go back.
violence.
Let's go back. Brutal, awful things. They're like, we hate you. And, no, it's not.
You guys are late.
It's not that. It's, they're right. We are lame, but they're not saying that. That's what we're thinking inside our heads.
Yeah.
That is our internal dialogue,
so well.
which we are not going to translate to Facebook because then it will be sad. We don't. You guys don't want to hear what we're thinking in our heads.
I got a quick question. So, this has been going on for over a year now.
2 years. 2 years. 2 years at the beginning of August.
Yeah, I guess
fantastic. So you've already cultivated a lot of acts and artists into Spice Radio, just interviews and stuff. How many people have you probably interviewed and interacted with so far?
We're coming up on our 100th episode.
Yeah, we're at 95.
Yeah.
96.
Spice Radio's
we've had some
100th
repeats,
episode.
But we've interviewed probably at least 80 to 90 different artists. I haven't actually counted to see individually who keeps. We've had
because you've had a couple of repeats,
we've had a few repeats. Yeah, we've had
but for the most part, it's been new people every time. And that just for the people who aren't familiar with Spice Radio, SpiceRadioHuntsville.com. Your entire playlist is songs that people recorded in this studio.
Well, most of them were recorded in studio. Some of them bring in their albums, but most of the catalog that we've got is stuff that we have produced here.
Right.
And a lot of them are the only recordings that those artists have ever come out with.
Wow. Yeah. So it's brand new artists out of Rocket City who their first recording is what plays in the playlist here. So if you go to SpiceRadioHuntsville.com, you can hear a ton of original music that was recorded, most of it, right here in this studio.
I'd say about 95% of it all comes from the Rocket City. We've actually had a couple of people from out of town who have found us and come and done interviews, but I'd say 95% of it is just local music.
Yes, mostly local.
Local music, local podcasts, local commercials. We make our own commercials because we like to feel legit.
Because advertising collapsed 10 years ago, and
that's,
who are we going to get to pay for advertising? Oh my God.
But it's not only that, but it's not just artists, but other people in the community who are affecting or have different passions? Or
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we try.
Yeah.
We had Cleet Wetley in.
He's
great.
great.
He was a-
yeah.
Oh my goodness! I listened to his
ex-politician.
radio show
Yeah.
just the other day, and
he's
I was
on
like,
Saturdays.
"Hey, like he is a liberal on a conservative
Yeah, it's pretty
talk
interesting.
Yeah.
radio. Like, holy crap!" Yeah, no, I like Cleet, even though he threw me out of his office recently. I like Cleet. I do like Cleet.
Shots fired.
Hey, I
Yeah.
said something about it on the mic, which nobody will see until like 6 months from now.
Right.
And,
Well, he's already. I think he's on the radio like right now, so he can't hear us.
Yeah, he
he
can't.
can't get angry
You
at us.
can't hear us, Cleet. You're
He's probably
radio.
like streaming us right on there or something.
He's too big for me. He's like, I don't have time for this. Get out of my office. I was like, I asked for a good time. And I was like, what's a good time for me to come and meet with you? It's, you can't end the meeting then with, get out of my office. It's like, well, all my meetings end that way, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, that's not a Cleet thing. That was me. That's me. I
Check
It's a sign of successful interaction.
Basically, like, I mean, like, if I'm having a meeting with somebody in their office and they don't throw me out of their office, I throw me out of their office. Because I don't know any other way to end a meeting. You know, like, I
Yeah.
used to sell print advertising to give you a sense
Uh-huh.
of why that is. So, you know, like, all my meetings end with, like, get out of this office! It's,
JJ has sent
either
us a
they say it or I
message.
do.
JJ has sent us a message saying, you know, there's more art going on than just music, right?
Wait,
And
what?
That's true.
Yeah,
That
and
is,
we've had a
true.
couple of we've had a visual artist. We've had a couple of visual artists.
I think our problem is that we know so many awesome musicians.
Yeah, we're musicians
We're booking
ourselves.
them.
Okay, now,
all
Matt,
the time. Like every week, the month is full of musicians, and we really do want to get more visual artists. But it's like we have so much good music,
right?
but we try and stretch our wings. But man, we don't. Yeah, we haven't had one in a bit. I guess
Yeah.
we had Float on here, a very cool graffiti artist.
Off
a while
of
Now,
Son,
now
he
one,
was-
one answer to that, though, is that, yes, there are other things going on besides music in Huntsville, but being an underground radio station, it's really hard to broadcast visual art.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we do
And
promote
we're,
a
also,
lot of.
we're also not good at it. Like we can.
Well, yeah, also we're in
we're
that.
good at recording
but-
music.
Right.
Recording
but taking
paintings is
pictures
really
just-
difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
We,
record a
sounds
painting.
so
we do
good.
we do advertise a lot of events that are non-musical events, and actually,
Yes.
JJ just mentioned one Naughty Goth Night that
Oh
was
yeah,
happening
that's a
over
big
at
Yeah.
Fox.
success. Big
I think
success.
they have since
First
moved
one.
locations, and
Mhm.
if you want to come on our show and talk about it, JJ, you should come on.
Right.
Just send us a message. I think you're messaging us now. I'm going to
Yeah.
respond to you here in a second.
If anybody's
I'll
not
mention
familiar
JJ.
with Naughty Goth Night, what that is a rope suspension thing, like
Yeah.
where they set up like a frame and some ropes, and they will tie you up and suspend you from that. It's like, it's a little kinky, but it's not overtly sexual.
It's
You know?
it's family friendly kink.
It's
I'd say.
family
It's
friendly
not-
kink.
It's not,
Kink.
yeah.
It's
That
public
level of kink.
kink,
Maybe
and
PG.
it's like, yeah, it's PG-13. They make fun events,
I
and
saw
it's
pictures.
It's
of
really
it.
cool. It was a lot of I've been to a couple, and they're a lot of fun
That
to
takes
watch.
a lot of trust.
There's
to
a
be like,
ton of-
hey,
yeah.
by the way,
It does.
tie me up and hang me from the ceiling.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
don't,
God,
don't
right?
kill me,
They
or
do
like
it
I don't want
really.
any toes falling.
They do it really safely. I think
Yeah.
they
They're
all know what they're doing.
experts.
They're very
Yeah, they're
Oh,
experts at it.
experts.
I personally can't do it. I would have a panic attack immediately. I would immediately freak out, and I'd be like, untie me! Oh my god! And, yeah.
And
Oh,
someone
man.
is asking us to repeat our Skype. So it is
Yeah.
Spice Radio Huntsville, or the actual Skype name is spice.radio.huntsville. I think you may have to I'm not very good at Skype, but if you send
ready.
us a message on there, we will accept it, and we will gladly bring you on the show if you have questions
Yeah.
or whatever. You'll be live echoing into the
Yeah.
internet.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a delay, so that's
There
going to
will
be kind
be-
of weird.
that's
Just
true.
gonna warn you.
Right.
So
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
probably just talk to you.
It was going to get weird anyway. It's okay.
It's definitely going to be weird.
Now, Matt has no idea what Spice Radio is, and he's tuned in.
Oh,
and
Matt.
so that's a good reason that we
No,
do
we're
this.
so glad you're here, Matt.
We're broadcasting live to let you know what Spice Radio is. But we were just talking about that. I don't know if you heard us.
Our base of operations is spice-radio.com.
Yes.
And most
Or
active-
SpiceRadioHuntsville.com.
Yeah, actually you can use either, and
Use
it'll take you
either-
to the same place.
Either
What
URL.
we are is a local internet radio station that provides free recording and podcasts and interviews, and also we do promos for shows and stuff for local musicians mostly, but we do, like we were saying earlier, we stretch out a little bit and do artists and politicians and other stuff when we get around to it. But if you look at our podcast. You can find it through spice-radio.com or spiceradio.podbean.com. We have about 94 episodes. They're all about an hour each of us talking to musicians about their music, all from the Tennessee Valley, as well as some traveling artists. We do in-studio recording for them, and we just love music. Like, me and Dan, the founders, I guess, here, we're both musicians, and we know how it is to be a struggling musician in Huntsville, so we're here to
or a struggling musician
guys.
Anywhere, really. Studio time is just like is expensive, as it should be, because especially if you go to a good studio.
Skill and a lot of equipment, but
we just happen to be fortunate enough to have all the resources at our disposal to do it for free for people who can't afford to do it anyway.
Giving people the shot.
And there's great music here. Like, when we started, we were sure, we'll spend a year doing this, and then we're going to run out of music.
Yep.
We're going to run out of great artists.
That has not happened yet.
Not even come close.
And every time we think, like, oh, I don't know, we don't have many interviews scheduled, we just pop them up, or we find people. There's really good music. It's just not every artist is the best marketer, I think, is what we try and help people with. Because, and not every artist is the best recorder, of music, or a studio engineer. Like,
they spent 10 years learning to play guitar, not being a studio engineer.
We kind of want to bridge the gap for artists that don't know how to do some of those stuff, and give them really high-quality demos, and some of our stuff has been sold, some of it has just been used as demos, and we're just here to support the artists, so
give them a venue, give them a platform,
Oh yeah, and bring people together.
Yeah.
Bring different musicians. So yes,
get
thank
people
you.
to appreciate the stuff that's just like right outside their door that they might not know about because they haven't ventured out to go look for it, or they've only been to. They had one bad bar experience in Huntsville, and they're like, "Oh, this whole town sucks."
There's no art in this town.
It's there. You just gotta dig.
You just gotta dig a little. Well, that's
not
what
far either.
a friend of mine used to work for Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. Like
he did
sound for Ringling Brothers for like 7 years.
That's awesome.
And so he's been through Huntsville twice. And when he caught up with me recently, and I told him like, yeah, well, I've been doing shows and stuff, and he was like, "You're trying to be an artist in Huntsville? You're gonna die, man! Don't do it!" And he was like, "It's not an art town." Like, no, it's growing.
Yeah, that's what's nice about being here now is like it is growing, so we can.
It's like the ground floor of an art town.
Hopefully, we can keep it from being a bad art town.
Right,
we can keep it from being unique and original.
Trying to encourage the artists that are good. And,
there you go.
And we're gonna and politely telling the artists that aren't good, hey, practice, please.
Yeah.
It's also about overall quality. It's like Birmingham has grown into its own art scene really well.
Yeah.
And Huntsville's due for that,
Totally.
Because when you have good people making good records and good albums, and you have that standard of quality, people will bring up, and you see a lot of growth. And I think the competition and everything is really good for the scene.
Yeah,
it's like you have to have the store first before you get the customers coming in.
Right.
And that's where the art situation is in Huntsville. It's like we just need to get more things happening, more places, and that's why that new bar, that Hops Wild bar, I'm very excited about.
Done very good for
they've built up a little base there.
Go check our comments and our messages.
And I'm not saying that just because I'm performing a feature show in October there.
What day in October?
You know what? They haven't told me. They might be lying. They
Stay tuned.
They might have just been,
No.
They might have just been trying to make me feel good, and October's going to come around. They're going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we told you we were going to do that." I'll be performing at Tim's Cajun Kitchen in September.
Hey.
I actually don't know the date for that either.
That's all right.
I really need to get on my calendar.
Yeah, some delicious food.
Fried alligator.
What?
They do some fried alligator poppers at Tim's. It's good.
One aspect of Spice Radio that wasn't mentioned yet was the biannual Spice Fest.
Yes.
Goes down. Another way you're supporting local artists.
So far, 2 of them have taken place.
We've had 2 Spice Fests and a Winter Spice Throwdown. With our good friends from Hometown Throwdown Productions.
Those are some very interesting, good shows.
Yeah.
I think they've got some coming up. They have a lot of events going on usually.
Those are the people that I said may have booked me or might have been just appeasing me to make me feel good.
Amber and Shelby. Amber Troop and Shelby Butler from Hometown Throwdown.
They book a lot of regional acts with some really good handmade goods. That's also regional. I mean, people come from
local makers and artists.
Yeah. There was
some cool stuff.
Dude that made hats.
Yeah.
They were really good hats.
Yeah, out of like all sorts of material, like
right,
a
like
lot of
wood,
recycled.
There was like
Yeah,
wood on the hats. I was fascinated by this guy's hats.
Nice.
Yeah, he's friends with the hometown throwdown people. They're good
Yeah,
people.
yeah. So yeah, show up at one of their shows. They're usually a good deal because you get like a pretty long show and a big old artist market most of the time. At least 3 or 4 vendors, sometimes more, and live artists a lot of times.
And the music, like both the local and the regional acts they bring in are just phenomenal. Like I've been to some really good shows recently where, you know, there may have not been that many people there, but the music was fantastic. And like it's I see so many bands and I run sound for so many bands that it's hard for like, you know, it's hard for a band to make me a fan from just one show. But the last couple of bands I've seen, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go buy all their stuff. Like, right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's effective.
It's impressive. Recommendation.
But
So much fun.
to all of y'all who are viewing now, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for spending your Saturday with us.
Feel free to share the video, I guess, stream. We haven't done this before with live video from our studio.
Yeah.
So we've done live video at Spicecast and stuff.
Right? We feel so exposed.
Yeah.
Spice Radio's
You can
exposing
see all our
itself.
wood paneling.
We're exposing all the wood.
How
All the
old
wood.
is this? Is Spice
Already got there.
Studio?
Oh, I get it now. The wood. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
exposing
The-
wood.
Sorry, I just
Then,
caught up.
how old is this actual studio space?
Yeah.
This has a storied history before.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a studio before it was the
Lot
Spice
of
was,
music.
Rack Studios.
I actually grew up in part of this studio.
Yeah.
When me and my dad and my grandpa built this wall here.
Wow.
3 generations of Jobs.
Yeah, many
That's
generations
cool.
of Job, and
That's very cool.
Rick Job is if you've been around the Huntsville music scene, he played a
wall.
billion weddings, and I was there for most of them.
Ben, this sweet boy right there built that
Oh,
wall.
yeah.
He was born
Sweet,
right
sweet
here
boy.
behind this board.
You're blocking our feed.
Oh no! Oh! I'm sorry. That wall there. That wall.
But
Okay.
we have some some clippings of some of the acts that have come through, and
Oh,
there's a decent stories. I think
there we go.
Take 6
Yeah.
recorded in here at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of regional artists and stuff, and pretty much Rick Job and my mom Margie all moved up to Nashville, and they said they were going to sell this place, and I hopped on that immediately. I was like, I'll get as many roommates.
Don't do that.
And I have tons of roommates,
Right?
but they're all awesome.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll get as many roommates as I need to rent this place, and finally bought it after finagling with my credit for forever.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, it is securely owned now,
Very nice,
and
very nice.
we've been kind of working on it since then. We reinstalled the desk and put all this equipment in here, and just been building on it, I guess, as we've grown.
How many artists do you think have recorded here? At this
man.
point? Is that tough?
Like hundreds.
Total, right?
Yeah. Okay. First, I guess in total, and then under the Spice.
Man, in total, probably, I'd say like at least 200, 300
Yeah.
different artists and groups.
Wow.
Yeah. Including the ones that we've brought in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just us personally.
Okay, everybody stop everything.
We got
Everybody
some
stop
questions.
everything.
All right.
Selena has to be somewhere, so she will not be on this live broadcast that is currently live.
We love you. Thanks for
Thank you
letting
for
us
all
know.
your work.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know 15 minutes into the broadcast, Selena.
We did get some questions.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we got
Yeah.
questions.
Yes, Cassidy wants to know if
Okay.
we were a spice, what kind of spice we would be.
Oh my god. I'm the cayenne pepper in your coffee.
Ooh, there you
That
go.
was my Twitter bio
Cayenne
recently.
coffee.
I am the cayenne pepper. That's because that cup of everything makes a thing called a buzzkill.
Mhm.
And it's like espresso, and then cayenne pepper, and then heavy cream, and then
Ooh,
cayenne
nice.
pepper.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just there last night. I'm gonna get that
Spicy.
next time.
Yeah, they have a pretty neat little venue at the
Oh,
top.
I told them
It's a cute-
your
yeah.
band played there, right? Didn't you?
We
guys?
did. We
And
played
the kids that were working there right now are like super young, I guess, and they didn't even know about it. I was like, it's only about a year or so ago, and they're like, I don't believe it. I don't think
it
they
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But if y'all have heard of Afu Okasan and his I guess it's like a discussion group that kind of meets pretty often.
Yeah.
They started in a cup of everything upstairs, so they held their first
Right.
soul sessions.
We're talking
really
about-
neat.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Reach?
Um,
Or the thing prior?
or
whatever. I think Reach evolved out of that, right?
Okay, yeah, Reach is like the next evolution of that town hall discussion.
Yeah, check out Reach Huntsville on Facebook. They do events,
yeah.
I think, every Sunday or every other Sunday, something like that.
Yeah.
Or
Skype.
It's a discuss.
Oh, should we get a Skype call?
I don't know. I don't know how Skype works, so we have to.
Happening?
Anyway, Johnny, what kind of spice would you be if you were a spice?
I'm gonna go with something pretty goes with a lot of stuff. Maybe oregano.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Also gets
Mild
mistaken
Italian.
for illegal stuff, so people like.
I want to change my answer to something similar to oregano. Okay, no, never mind.
Not the
stricken from the record.
The OG, not the spice that they sold in gas stations. But
Not that spice.
No, that stuff will kill you. Oh my god.
That's what I hope we're never associated with.
Right.
Because sometimes, literally, people will yell at me in the street in Athens. I've had it happen twice. Someone will just be like, Spice Radio! Yeah, and I'm not sure if they're talking about the previous version of Spice Radio, which was on Sirius FM.
Yeah, we're not that Spice Radio.
Which was a sex talk show of some sort. I'm not sure if they were into that, or if they were just really into local music, or if they just read something and were just like, I'm just gonna yell at this guy. But Athens, apparently we have some fans, I guess.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
I think.
But what about your spice?
I would be cinnamon because it tastes good, and if you eat too much of it, you throw up, and I think that's funny.
Spicy, or wasn't there a
cinnamon challenge? Yeah.
Man, I just don't know what to pick.
That thing will kill you.
Wait, are they asking what Spice Radio spice is?
No,
or
like
just
what?
us?
If you, I guess it was if you were a spice. What kind of spice would you be?
Yeah, like if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Of course.
But with spice, we're
I've
spice
got to
theming
say,
it.
trying to think of the name of it. Not sage, but dill. I just put dill in everything I eat, so maybe I'm just dill.
Yeah, that's a
What's
good
the
one.
dill? I'm not too salty, so you know.
I like that answer.
That's
a good
We
one.
need
Check
a
the feed.
We need to salt a person, you know, in the Spice Radio universe. But guys, here's the real hero. Coffee.
What kind of coffee are you rocking today?
This is Kroger Special.
Ooh.
I think, but I will show you something very special that
Let's see it.
a good friend of Spice Radio brings in quite often. And it looks pretty shady because it's just in this random bag.
Yeah.
What this says on it is Valhalla Java for Spice Studios.
But it looks like black tar
Hold
coffee.
on, I gotta respond.
It's like,
no, Sophie, we're not gonna do the cinnamon challenge right now. I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen.
nobody should ever do the cinnamon challenge because what happens is you put the cinnamon in your mouth, you start coughing, and then you gasp all the cinnamon into your lungs,
man.
and then the cinnamon tears up your lungs. That's what happens. Kids, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I mean,
The
unless
carpet is green enough already.
Unless you're like racist and intolerant, then go ahead.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
If
Do
you're a
all the
terrible
cinnamon
person.
challenges you want. If you're a terrible person, put like a whole tablespoon in your mouth and go for
But
it.
we will do the coffee
It'll be
challenge,
fine.
and then we're gonna keep drinking coffee.
We will drink coffee.
Let's toast to our audience.
Cheers.
Sure.
But here, I'll have you guys look at this stuff. This is supposedly the strongest coffee on earth. Wow. There it is.
It comes in a baggie, so you know it's legit.
Yeah, we got this imported. But big thanks to John O'Brien, who he makes the Huntsville History podcast.
Oh,
yes,
great show.
Yes, I love that
Great show.
And he always brings us Death Wish coffee because he knows what's up. He knows
he's
that
a
we
coffee
require
holic like the rest of us.
We require the coffee.
He spends all his time going through, like, if he's not teaching kids about space, he's going through like archives that are 200 years old, trying to find out stories about people hitting each other with frozen ears of corn and gambling out in the woods and beating up cops.
Normal Alabama
stuff.
That's been happening for hundreds of years. We just didn't realize it.
And he's got a blog, right?
He does. Huntsville, and if you look up huntsville.wordpress.com, there's a Huntsville and Facebook page, and of course there's the podcast on spiceradio.podbean.com. You can look up Huntsville on there, and I think we have 7 or 8. I guess
Are we up to that?
I think we're at 7.
Yeah,
because we have a couple 2-parters. So
if you enjoy history, but like drunk history, this is the podcast for you because it's all just stories of just the terrible, debaucherous things that people in Frontier, Alabama got up to.
It's some amazing stuff, and it really, we talk about all these places that, you've been, like Ditto Landing is mentioned in a whole episode about Ditto Landing and the Ditto family that founded it, and they were, they married into some of the local native tribes and all sorts of stuff, like pretty interesting stuff that you don't realize that you're standing on.
Yeah.
But the town, we talked about the town's name at some point. Like apparently it was called Whitesburg at some point.
I thought it was Twickenham first.
It was all sorts of, but they really didn't like the Whitesburg name, so they're like, you only get a road.
Was Whitesburg not PC or something back
I think
in the 1800s?
it was named after a rich guy, and like local folks around here just didn't like that. So.
Well, wait, isn't Huntsville named after another
rich guy?
Yeah,
Yes,
was he a rich guy? I thought he was just like a settler.
Yeah, John
he was just
Hunt
like
was
the first guy here.
He was a hobo. He was
Yeah,
a
he was
hobo.
That's what I thought.
My understanding is he was a hobo, he found water, and he was like, alright, well, I'm living here.
I'm staying here.
That's why 2 years ago, I was like, alright, I'm staying in Big Spring Park until I figure something else out.
There's
good
water
enough
here.
for John. It was,
Well, I think the heat oppresses you, so like the hobos are just wandering around, but then they find the spring, and they're like okay, at least there's water here.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out by the water so I don't die. Yeah.
Please, any questions, any comments, y'all just go ahead and fire them off.
Can you
We're
look
ready.
at the comments on your phones?
I'm trying to figure that out. We're so bad with technology for an internet radio station.
For a media content company,
We're like,
we're terrible at media content.
Oh man.
Do they comment on every sharing of the link? Because that's too many things to track.
You can send us a message directly.
Okay.
You can speak on our live feed comments, I believe.
Yep, you can send us a message on Facebook or.
And we actually have the Skype open right now. So if you want to Skype us, we will put you directly into our ear holes.
Nice, do it.
Do it. It'll be fun.
You can pay for more minutes on my phone. You can call me directly, but you got to pay for more minutes first because it's not on.
You
right
mail him
now.
a minutes card,
Right?
and he will totally. Take
And I will activate. Well, I guess
once he gets here.
You actually have to drive a minutes card to the studio. It's a track phone, so whenever you get here, after you've driven here and given me the card, I'll activate the phone. You drive back home, and then you can call me.
Very streamlined.
Very streamlined system. Everything in my
Joel
life
gets
works
minutes.
this way. It's terrible.
You guys get your
Yeah, you
questions
guys can go
answered.
ahead and call. We'll answer your questions. Well, I guess if they're going to bring me a phone card, they
Maybe
could just
they'll-
come
you
into the
sit
studio.
right there on top of
Yeah,
that.
I'll hold on it. I'll pass it down the line.
I made a bad plan. That was a bad plan. Stricken from the record.
But
Okay,
if you
so
call
I've got
Skype,
this.
you can get in for
So
free.
here's an idea.
What's that?
Why don't we have a live event called Spicecast, and we'll invite 4 of the bands that you've had on the Spicecast.
Yeah.
And instead of a battle of the bands where each one goes in turn, we put them all on stage all at once, like Boston. There'll be 8 guitars.
Yes.
And everybody's playing country
Brutal.
standards or whatever. We'll have standard songs and they all play the same songs.
At the same time.
And in between the songs, every artist on stage takes a shot. In between each song.
Didn't see that coming.
And then we'll have judges wander on the stage, and when it's oh, you're missing notes, tap, you're out. The musicians.
It's like Duck Duck Goose, but
It's like Duck Goose and beer pong.
but at the end of it, there's a whole new band that is formed.
Right.
You eliminate
the
drummer,
the drunkest and the best.
Yeah, the drunkest musicians that last
Or
the
the ones
longest
that can
form
hold
a
their
new
liquor.
band, and all the other bands are disbanded.
And we can,
You're not allowed to play.
Battle the
Wow.
bands.
You're not
Yeah.
allowed to play.
Brutal.
It's just these
make
guys
them sign
now.
a two-year clause where
This
they
might
can't.
be a little too Hunger Games. I don't know.
It's like Old Nick and the Damn Dogs.
I feel like we'd either get a really good band at the end, or just a band with a really high alcohol tolerance.
Them
That's
damn
true.
seeds.
One or
Them
the
damn
other.
seeds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Wow.
have all sorts
Them
of
damn seeds of Chernobyl.
band combinations. It's going to be glorious.
I think that's dangerous. I think this is a dangerous
Spicecast.
game.
My
I don't
first
know about this,
idea.
guys.
Why did you guys hire me? My first idea, and it's going to kill people. It's
Appropriate.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, this is sort of secondary, but there's a radio enthusiast meeting convention here in town this weekend.
And it's
Oh yes.
and it's National
It's
Radio
National
Day.
Radio Day.
Yes, it
today,
is.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
congratulations
Right?
to the radio for existing.
Yeah. Thank you, radio, for
still
being there.
existing. God bless Marconi.
But Spice Radio is inspired by bad radio to be good radio. So that's how Spice Radio got
Yeah.
started. It's like, man, there's some terrible radio out there. What if we make really good radio?
Oh my God! Wait, is there good radio? I didn't know.
I mean,
We're working on that.
we're working on
NPR
that.
is the closest thing we have to
I do love me
radio
some
I can listen
NPR.
to. Yeah.
Oh.
I grew
The
up.
slant is real here.
Yeah.
I grew up in a really small
Biased.
town but it had a college, and that college did have a college radio station with like 10 watts. So it got only like a couple miles.
On the college radio front, I've got to say, WJAB recently has really stepped up their game, I feel. I don't know if you guys have listened to the JAB station, but it's the campus station of A&M.
Yes.
And recently they've been playing some amazing music. It seems like they've got a lot more students involved now, maybe. Like a lot more younger folks and voices coming on there. And I've been really impressed. Like they have a couple global jazz shows and stuff going on. And man, y'all check it out on
Definitely check it
radio.
Out. I've been listening to them for a while, for a couple of years.
But it's really like stepped up for sure. Yeah. They've been doing good.
Nice. That is cool.
Okay, so next idea. What's our next idea? How are we going to improve Spice Radio? Wow. Spicinalia's out. That's going to kill people.
Yeah, that's going to kill people.
We can't do Spicinalia.
It would be fun. It would be fun to watch. I'll say that.
It really would.
It wouldn't go over.
Well, no, somebody would get hurt.
How remote could you? Have you guys done the festival? But have you done any other remote kind of casting yet? Is that something?
We haven't. We're thinking about doing something like that coming up soon for our 100th episode.
Really? We're thinking of starting my idea for it is a monthly live podcast.
Yeah.
So the way we'd hopefully work it is we'd have it at one of these smaller local venues, and it might be $5 cover or donation or something. And then you'd come to the show, you'd see a band live, and you'd see an interview with the band, and you get to be the studio audience and all that stuff. And then the money goes to supporting that band, of course. And I don't know, I think that'd be really fun. For one, it'd be something new for us, because like, we're not used to the live people yelling at us.
I want to see you guys perform live. That'd be amazing.
I guess.
You guys suck!
Yeah.
Thank you, sir!
We don't have enough internet abuse, so we go to the real world to collect more abuse.
Real abuse
really
is just so much
keep
more
us
fun.
keep us
so much more
even.
visceral.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody tells you to your face that you're worthless,
Yeah.
it feels so much better.
That takes some boldness.
Yeah. You get you get to really see their insecurity in person. Because like on the internet, people are like, they're being all insecure, and it's like, I don't get to see how sad you are when you make these statements. I want to see how sad you are in your soul when you tell me that
Joel's
for some
an internet
reason,
warrior. He's on the front lines of the internet, battling people with claymores.
It's ridiculous. Oh my god! When I
insulting Trump follower after Trump follower.
Oh, it's the worst. Well, see,
that's why you're here to.
But I've been making friends doing this. It's like I'll fight with a guy, and then like at the end of the chain, they're like, you know what? I kind of like you, and then I get a follow, and I'm like, wait, we were just yelling at each other for the last hour, and now we're followers.
An enjoyable, what do you call it? Like contest.
I think that's the only way to win an argument on the internet is if you guys become friends at the end. Yeah, that's like the secret.
Totally. I tell you what.
I like that.
Yeah, because you see people arguing all the time, like with themselves almost, on your Facebook.
Sure.
And it's like.
And another thing, here's a paragraph that you're not going to read.
I'm going to quote 5 more articles that support my. It's like, who are you talking to? I'm not reading all that.
LDR.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you have opinions, but
like, this is great. Your opinions are wonderful. They're not facts. I think we can all agree that these are not facts.
Feelings are not facts.
Oh my goodness. Feelings.
But that's our ecosystem that we've chosen.
Yeah. The internet. We were born on the internet.
Yes.
We'll die.
Yes. God, I am so old. I remember getting I remember when internet porn was watching Kathy Ireland in a swimsuit, like fully clothed, but line by line, that's like, okay, it's down to her shoulders. It's down to her shoulders now. Oh, in 5 minutes, this is gonna be hot.
I really hope that by the time I'm in my 80s, I'm still conscious enough to watch people in nursing homes, because you know how people now hey, let's play some music from the 40s to make you feel better. They're gonna play the dial-up tone for us. Here's something from your generation.
Oh, that's so familiar.
Oh, let's listen to some good old Tupac.
That sounds like 2400 baud modems.
Oh man. And all the AOL discs just littering the landscape.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen people build houses out of those.
I figured somebody built.
I saw a man who made a gun that was just pretty much a belt feeder that you drop CDs into. So he had thousands of used CDs. You just load them into this gun, and it just launches these CDs. It's very scary.
CD skeet shoot. That would be nice.
Yeah, it's like a CD skeet
Huh.
Man,
we're still doing a show,
Oh, wait, are we live?
Are we still live?
We usually edit this stuff out of the podcast,
The teleprompter's not working. We'll do it live!
You guys are getting to see the real process today.
This is the process.
I got a question.
Yes, please.
Do you have any other... so, this is a pretty, I feel like, unique situation setup. Are there other podcasts and radio startups that you've seen from other cities that have kind of cultivated the talent in their city and kind of brought together?
Well,
Magic City Radio.
Yeah.
Was it
Birmingham Mountain Radio?
Yeah, Birmingham Mountain Radio.
Yeah, they're a pretty recent success story, I'd say. I think they started as an internet streaming station.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure when they went broadcast, but they just they gathered a following, had a good setup down there, and did a lot for the regional acts. Nice. And they've done really good, and very good friend. And there's another, I think they're Monolith Radio in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
They're I think they're more of a public access kind of angle, community service angle, but they're I think they have a recording studio now, and they have a internet broadcast and a couple other things, and they support some shows.
And
it's definitely been done before.
Yeah.
But in Huntsville, you guys are pretty much the only player.
There's another live streaming station that just came up called Smoke Signals Radio.
Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty cool. They do something similar where he'll bring him into the studio and they'll do a live stream interview. I think Cheryl Llewellyn was on there recently, and some other people. There's also, of course, No Huntsville video podcast. There's also
which is on the CW local
channel
now.
Yeah, and he moved into the TVs.
Oh yeah.
Tom's a good guy.
What's the other one?
Tom and Joe, those guys are really nice.
That's the other one.
And Joe did some of these.
Yeah.
I don't know if
he didn't do this. Did he do this one last year for our first year? Yeah, our Spice Fest T-shirts from 2015, 2016.
We're like,
Joe Orozco.
I'm gonna try and design a T-shirt. I've never done this before. This will be great. Joe's like, I'll just do it. I was like, great, Joe. You know what the heck you're doing. So
thank you, Joe.
Please,
thank you, Joe.
Look at the
from Rad One Graphics.
I'll show you the shirt.
Well, I mean, you've had
there's it.
that graphic has been around for a while too, though, right? So he kind of
actually,
you designed the original salt shakers.
I had the idea for it, and I told Becca, my lovely girlfriend, about the idea of the salt shaker emitting sound like a microphone sort of, and she actually designed the original logo. So
that's
the
cool.
crossed salt, but I love it so much because it kind of reminds me of the Skull and Crossbones. And originally we were going to be a pirate radio station,
right?
But that's so illegal.
Yeah, we don't have money for lawyers.
Yeah, we don't have money for I don't really want to go to jail too much. So
you gotta get on a boat like that movie. I never saw that movie with Seymour.
True Pirate Radio.
Yeah. That looks really good actually. That's a true story.
Britain or something.
They banned rock music in the '60s, and so these guys got on ships and hung out on the coast of international waters and broadcast from the boats. Here's all your music.
If someone wants to donate an oil platform to Spice Radio,
an oil platform or an oil tanker, we'll take you.
I guess we have to be a mobile station at that point.
Wherever we can dock.
Like a hot air balloon would be awesome. Hot air balloon.
Zeppelin.
But please call us on Skype. I'm gonna check our comments real quick, make sure we aren't missing anybody.
Are we ignoring people? Oops.
No, I hope
Let's not ignore people.
Someone says we're a bunch of spicy guys.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's Sophie.
That's a compliment.
Thanks, Sophie. Yeah, sorry for not wanting to do the cinnamon challenge for you, Sophie, but we're just not. No.
That's mean. That could kill us. Why would you want us to? Well, okay, now I get it. I get it.
Cassidy wanted a live studio tour for the people who weren't tuning in earlier, so I guess we can give them another tour.
Right, I mean, that's true, you know.
Yeah, usually I will lift you up gently now and try This is the control room. We also do our interviews in here. This is our magical couch, which is a mismatch of whatever soft things you can put on there. We try and keep spiky and hard things away from it. Just soft things. We've got our control station over here. This is where we do all our mixing and There's Dan. He's usually over here pressing buttons and whatnot. A very old Mackie board that does so much work for us. Bless you, Mackie.
It's a workhorse.
This is our view from our control room. This looks down into where we do our live recording spaces. You'll see there's Dan once again. And soon to be our live DJ booth, which is now sort of our office and our...
we're gonna deck it out pretty soon in this wonderful, lovely pink foam.
Look at our beautiful foam.
Nice.
Beautiful foam.
We found this in the garbage
we did.
And you know what? That makes you a real radio station, because every radio station I've worked for has found stuff in the garbage to use. I swear to you.
And it's really nice foam too.
Yeah.
So, we'll take you down into the main.
Like, that's how radio works. It's a ramshackle, you know.
All right, I'm trying.
Like, radio studios always look a mess.
This is our isolation booth where we do our single guests and singers and people with just guitars and stuff.
Lots of people have recorded in the studio.
Yeah, a lot of people have been in this tiny box.
It's an oven. It turns into an oven.
We're working on building a giant
Spice Radio.
This is our mess. Some wonderful instruments.
We have the
where
mess
we listen to
area.
Drums. And we sometimes use our beautiful 80s bathroom, as you can see.
This is the set of Stranger Things. Actually, they filmed that show in here.
Straight out of the 80s.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. We have like a gravel pit room that we use.
We gotta show them our fridge.
Oh yeah, we have.
Yeah. There's a wall-mounted fridge.
Oh, we have some beautiful local beers.
Some straight to ale.
That actually makes you more luxurious than any radio station that I've ever been in.
We have a fridge.
Honestly,
we got beer in our
a
fridge.
wall-mounted fridge.
Yeah.
And this is our
that's something.
headphone station, which is like one of the most handy things about the studio.
Yeah.
Cans. You have to start calling them cans. If you
stuff.
want to be radio people, they're all cans now.
You sing out of the can, into the can, with the can.
Yeah, everything's...
That's about it.
Everything's a can. I think it's because alcoholics run radio.
Nice. I'm trying not to bump.
So that's Spice Radio. Go to spiceradiohuntsville.com. Email them or something. You can record here. Be on the Spicecast. Are you an artist?
By donations and
Contact
proceeds
them.
from our live show.
Yep,
like
by
this
you guys.
This computer is totally the result of you guys, your donations, and your help supporting local artists and all that stuff. We actually have a store open now. Y'all can go on there
visit
and
the
buy
store.
some
I'll
of
put a
our
link.
extra t-shirts.
Visit the store and buy things. This is the one. We're going to close it with the Barbershop Quartet.
We got it.
Spice
Radio. Okay, that's going to be good enough.
Thanks for watching, guys.